Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Connor again, and I have another trading recap for you for EU on Wednesday, the 5th of April. So I'm going to walk you through, give you my strategy, my analysis, and my narrative, and everything else that you'll need to have traded this successfully as I did on that day. So join me on the charts and I'll walk you through that. Let's go. So guys, here we are on the daily on EU. Now keep in mind the daily is going to be showing too much on this daily candle, but let's just pretend that's not there. And previous day before on the 4th of April was a bullish closeout, continuation of the bullish trend, a big nice strong bullish candle. So still going bullish on the daily with the week high scenario, and here is our previous daily high, previous daily low. So let's go down to the 4 hour. So on the 4 hour now, we can begin to read out our narrative, right? So daily, previous day bullish, still trending. On the 4 hour, bullish trend, though looks to be rejecting or decelerating at the fair value gap. Here's the fair value gap, and these are the early signs of our deceleration, right? We've spiked into it, and price is now looking like it's topping out. We're in the premium of this leg, and it's still bullish, right? Creating the higher highs. So that's what matters there. So let's go down to the 1 hour. So on the 1 hour now, you can see over the Tuesday evening and overnight into Asia, we began to consolidate, creating sell side and buy side liquidity. We've got, this is just showing the 1 hour is creating a new higher high, so it's like a break of structure on the 1 hour. If you was watching my video from the day before, you'll see that I didn't manage to catch this move, but what I was saying was we're still in a bullish trend, but I'm willing to obviously sell from this area if we get the right signals, and buy from down in this area here, right? So for the daily now, for the hourly now, we can see mostly that we consolidated, and we'll discuss this internal price action shortly on the 15-minute, but it's still a bullish trend, consolidating, and we have this massive imbalance gap to fill below. So that's a draw on price. Down to the 15-minute now. So on the 15-minute, overnight and into Asia, Asia created this gradual buy-side liquidity trend line by consolidating downwards, right? Creating these steps, these highs, which are all buy-side liquidity, and eventually coming down to here and having an impulsive breakout to the upside. So this looked like a great trade to go long from. I was looking for the long here. We closed out here and we began to pull back. There was still room to the upside and to go for the previous daily high, which is buy side liquidity here, buy side liquidity here, right? I was waiting for this to pull down correctively so it could respect this order block down here. What it didn't do is pull down correctively, right? You can see this massive bearish price action, which made me shy from the trade, and of course then I didn't enter. What you can see is we pulled back and actually broke this low, swept the internal sell side liquidity and some more sell side liquidity over here, right? However, now this is the 15-minute, and this is pro trend to go long as per my narrative, and against trend to go short. For me to go short, I need a 15-minute break of structure. We don't have that yet because it closed out more as a sweep. So I've shown here it's a sell side liquidity sweep. So I was waiting for more from structure. Let's go down to the 5-minute. Now, on the 5-minute, this was that impulsive move. It looked like it created some bottoms. This would have been where I would have entered the trade, but this wasn't a good pullback, right? So just getting that out of the way, this wasn't a good pullback. So I didn't want to enter here, and I saved myself 1%. So now that we broke this low on the 5-minute now, this is a 5-minute break of structure, which isn't enough for me to short, but it's there. So if the 15-minute continues this way, that looks like we're continuing a bearish structure now. So I'll play this forward slightly. Now we've got this second 5-minute break of structure. We've got this slight corrective pullback and a break of structure on the 5-minute. On the 15-minute, this is also a break of structure now. We've finally broken out and broken down on the 15-minute. So for me, this is valid now as a break of structure to the downside. And now it looks like we can continue lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, buy side liquidity sweep, lower low. So it's a continuation. However, of course, we have swept some sell side liquidity. So now we are going to need to wait for the right type of pullback. We've taken this sell side liquidity now, so we need to see how price reacts. We're not going to jump in. That's not how it works, right? So we've swept some sell side liquidity, but we've made a breaker structure to the downside on the 15-minute. So that box is ticked, right? We have that. So now what do we have above? This is the order block which caused the initial break of structure on the 5-minute. So now I can trade on the 5-minute because the 15-minute has confirmed for me that we've made a break of structure to the downside. And remember, we are also coming out of this 4-hour POI, right, where price is stalled and is going down. So this is an order block. This is a break of structure. This is a second break of structure on the 5-minute, and it's left this unmitigated above this. So what does this become? Inducement, right? So now this is buy side liquidity inducement to sponsor a possible move to the downside. Oh, and just to stop us here, guys, if you are getting value and enjoying this video, remember to like and subscribe, as that helps me a lot. So back to the video. So now we have inducement and we have another breakdown, which is also a 15-minute breaker structure, but we've taken sell side liquidity. So we need to see how price reacts from here. But now this is great. This is corrective, right? If we pull back here, well enough, this is corrective. So I'll begin to draw out my trade and see, how I can get my RR, how it would work out if the trade's done. So I'll do this exactly the same as the trade that I entered. So this is the limit order here. We've got our entry just around this order block here, and we've got enough pips up to account for spread from this unmitigated order block here. So nice safe stop, 8 pip, and we've got our target here at just over 2.13, right? So let's play it forward just slightly. So this will explain my TP. I was just targeting past here. So just past here on the 15-minute. Now you can see we're beginning to pull back. So we've created this structure. We've got inducement to sponsor this move. And this is to short to continue with the current trend, right? After mitigating this 4-hour imbalance. So price is pulling back. I'll play that forward. Price has come. I'm in the trade now. And let's go and have a look at DXY to see why I thought bearish euro. So DXY, previous day low, sell side liquidity sweep, could be due a bullish pullback with imbalance above to attract price. So here we are on DXY at the time. DXY in the overnight in Asia had swept previous day low for sell side liquidity and then began to move upwards. Obviously it was nothing crazy, no crazy break to the upside, but we've got this massive imbalance here to fill. And on the 15-minute, I believe it was also starting to create, higher highs to the upside, right? Which was all I needed to take this trade. Major sell side liquidity swept and price started moving to the upside. and I thought we could get some sort of fill on this imbalance, and it needs to search for more buy side and possibly go into premium. So back to EU now, and I'll let the trade play out this trade on EU now. A little bit of drawdown, and then a strong bearish move out of the POI, which is great to see. At this point, I would have removed my risk, so my stop loss would be break even, not far off from my take profit. So now I just leave it to let it play out. Gave me a pullback, gave me a scare for it to fill this imbalance. I think on the 15-minute it was, just pulling back a little bit. So it gave me a scare here, pulled back, just mitigated a bit of this imbalance to create a new lower high. It wasn't, great that it pulled back, but price kept on moving. You stay calm, believe in your plan. We consolidated a little bit, and eventually price came down and take profit. So a nice 2.13% in the bag, right? Now there was obviously more room for price to seek out sell side liquidity and get the larger pullback, but I was happy to be out, happy to just take my trade and go, right? Take profit so that it's less stress for myself. And that's all on this one. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you learned something here, and I'll see you again soon.